Hello there, I'm Leonardo Torres. I am formerly known as the non-Christian reacting to Christian content, and I've got some great news. The Chosen Season 3 has finally arrived. Erica and I went to see episodes 1 and 2 in theaters, and I can't tell you what a great experience that was for us. It was exciting for us to be a part of something that was happening worldwide, and in my opinion, gonna be one of the best things to ever happen to Christian storytelling. My favorite thing about episodes 1 and 2 is the storytelling. I feel like seasons 1 and 2 beautifully set us up for the story that's about to unfold in season 3. The music is beautiful. The cinematography is beautiful. The acting is stellar. Erica and I both cried and we laughed, and we cried and laughed at the same time. Whether you've never seen a single episode or are considering checking it out, or whether you're like me who patiently waited for season 3, be sure to check out the new episodes on the Angel Studios app. With the Angel Studios app, you'll be able to enjoy all seasons of The Chosen, including the new episodes, on your phone and on every major streaming device. One thing that I love about it is that you can watch it for free, and if you love it, you can support future seasons, and you can make it free for the next family to watch by paying it forward. In addition to The Chosen, Angel Studios has so many other shows that you and your family can enjoy, including Testament, which is a movie that is going to be turned into a series, which I haven't seen myself, but I've heard a lot of great things about. The brand new series, The Wing Feather Saga, which I've heard is like the Chronicles of Narnia mixed with The Princess Bride. They also have Dry Bar Comedy, the largest library of family-friendly comedy on the internet, The Tuttle Twins Show, and so much more. Another great feature of the Angel Studios app is that you get to decide what gets created next, making you the gatekeeper of great future content that amplifies light. Click the link to get the Angel Studios app and don't miss the new episodes of The Chosen. Don't miss the new episodes of The Chosen. Archie Boy decides to give us a hello bark right as we're getting started. Welcome everybody to episode 4 of season 3. I'm excited because the tension has been building up in this show, and it's just been fantastic to see all these characters be developed in the way that they are, and also to see how much of a great, is that going to be too much? Because I can go and move him to the garage so he can stop barking at the neighbors. We'll just leave him alone. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's next. What's next for the characters? What's next for the story? How it's going to develop, and what's next for the cast and the crew, and how awesome of a job they're doing. The more that they work on this episode. A quick shout out to everyone in the live chat. We have Winged Hearts Musings, welcome. We have MJ Savy. I think I know him. Christine Salazzo, welcome to the live chat. Welcome, Señorita TD Watts, and Mama Rita. Sending her a lot of love to Mama Rita. Brenda D in the house. We got Ashley Conway. Hi, Ashley. Let's see, who else do we have? Okay, here's a challenge. Hripsim and Donian. I think that's what it is. Please correct me, or if I was close, give me a thumbs up. Nicola Field, no relation to Nikola Tesla. I'm just kidding. Jackie in the house. We got Crystal Mullen in the house. Hermanita Dori is in the house, and as always, the beautiful Erica is in the other room helping with the live chat. And baby Ezekiel is kicking her. I'm pretty sure he's kicking her. We got Angela in the house. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Sherry Ann in the house. We have Miss Norris in the house. And then who else? We have... we got a lot of people. If you haven't said hello yet, go ahead and say hi in the live chat. We got Joanne, and we have Lisa Reynoso in the house. If you haven't yet said hello, don't be shy. Say hi in the live chat, or say hello in the comments down below. And let's get ready to do this. Let's see. I need to share my... I'm still battling with my mouse. Is Archie okay? Are you okay with him barking in the background? He barks at the neighbors, and so I actually had to tie him up because he's like jumping almost over the fence, because the kids on the other side of the block, they're teasing him, and so he's like, every time he hears them out there, he's like, ruff, ruff, ruff. So oh, you like my shirt? Thank you. Oh, Roxana in the house. Hi, Roxana. You like my shirt? Thank you. Angel Studios send it over. And I believe that Archie is just a few weeks away before being able to jump over that, so I'm not taking that risk. So I'm just gonna let him. Archie's fine. Excellent. Thank you. All right, I am going to share the screen and we're going to get started. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Are you ready? Do you have your emojis ready to go? You know what I'm talking about. Share the screen. Share screen. Apparently, I cannot multitask. I can't talk and click on these buttons at the same time. Share the screen. There it is. Okay, cool. We're going to go full size here, full screen. And I knew that was going to happen. There it is. This was made free to you by an anonymous user. Thank you, anonymous user. Can you all hear? Can you all hear okay? Let me know. Okay. Can you imagine how exciting that must have been? Uh-oh. Of course. Oh, I love the music. Ooh, excellent tea. Ooh, what a beautiful sound. Ooh, I want to obsess over this song. Ooh, this song's giving me chills. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine that young man's thoughts? He's dancing the zapateado. That's what they dance in Mexico. Ooh. How many arches does this song get? Ooh, I want to close my eyes and listen, but I can't see. That's how that works, right? Incredible.
Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Your kingdom come, your will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
I love I love Matthew here. It's building up. Ooh. This bass. Oh. Amazing. Oh, okay, I was about to pause it, but let's pause it right after this. You already know what to do, familia. Let's go. No matter where you find yourself around the world, you can put your flag if you're outside of the US here, and put some dancing emojis. Dance with us. I know there are some of you who are watching who are not on the live chat. Just put some dancing emojis, and we have a very special dancer here. Baby E, Easy E over here.
And I got a shirt too. Thank you.
Shout out and thank you to Angel Studios for sponsoring today's video. Amplifying light everywhere. Beautiful emojis, beautiful flags. Thank you so much for sharing. In the water. Okay, pause. Can you imagine this last scene? Okay, beautiful scene. Beautiful. First of all, the music. I'm going to obsess over this song. And you already know when I say that, it's because there's so much to dissect in that song, right? But what I love about this last scene is the song has a sort of like a clock ticking to it, right? It's very circular, repetitive, right? Throughout the entire song. And then you have the passage of time where where every group of disciples are out there just doing what they were asked to do by Jesus, right? Jesus says, go out and heal people and spread my message, right? So they're out there, spreading the message, right? Repeating what he said, love your neighbor, all of the good stuff, right? All of the meat and potatoes, right? And here's where I think there's a bit of a struggle. Can you imagine? You're told by Jesus that you're given the power to heal someone, right? You're out there amongst false prophets who are claiming to perform these miracles for God, but it's all about them, right? It's all about me, and look what I can do, and look the power that has been bestowed to me, right? But imagine being these disciples, healing the blind, healing the sick, casting out demons from people, forever changing that person and their family, right? And not taking credit for it, and not saying, look at what I can do, but look what he's allowed us to do. Look what he's allowed to happen through me, right? Because I'd imagine that there would still be a little bit of a battle inside of you, where you're saying, is it me that's doing these things, or is it Jesus, or is it God the Father who is allowing me, or the Holy Spirit that's doing these things through me? And it's very easy to say, yeah, I did that. I just healed someone, and feel good and feel like you can take credit for it, right? So kudos to these apostles who were out there spreading the message and healing people, and not taking credit for it, and not falling into the drama of it, right? Because you saw they were met with opposition as well. So here we go. Let's continue.
And whoever touches the body of the one who has the discharge shall wash his clothes, bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. And if the one who has the discharge spits on someone who is clean, then he shall wash his clothes, bathe himself.
Sorry, real quickly, just wanted to point out the difference, why Jesus's message sounded more, why it sounded differently and so special, right? Here we have someone just reading off a list, like they might as well be reading a list of groceries, right? If someone should come in contact with someone, please, they should wash their clothes. And if this should happen, then that should happen. And if anyone says this, then that should imagine. If someone should strike you in the cheek, you are to turn and give them the other cheek. If someone right? Like, do not worry, do not look, or what does it say? Look at the log in your eye before you point out the speck in your brother's eye. Like, no, he's like with passion, with feeling behind, with spirit, not feeling, with spirit behind it, right? All right, here we go. Let's
water and be unclean until the evening. And then his saddle, on which the one who has the discharge rides, shall be unclean. And whoever touches anything that is under him shall be unclean.
What's the matter with you two? What?
And whoever carries such things shall wash his clothes, bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening.
Did something happen on your missions? Why are you standing so still in synagogue? You usually fidget and chat when he's droning on like this.
You admonish us for being quiet in synagogue.
This isn't exactly one of Torah's best.
And if the one who has the
Years from now, no one will claim, oh yes, I was there for the pronouncement on washing.
Abba,
bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And which the one who has the discharge rides shall
I'm on to you too.
whoever touches anything that is under him
Something's
shall
up.
wash his clothes, bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. Where was I? Oh, yes, the ritual cleansing. Whoever touches the body of the one who has a discharge.
People, please. Rabbi Josiah is reading from Leviticus. The cistern.
This cistern is closed.
What's the meaning of this? It's sludge. Look. A tunnel feeding the cistern has ruptured and is overflowing a sewage line, contaminating the water.
probably from the weight of these filthy people.
They are pilgrims. We did not invite them, but they are here, and they are peaceful. What is to be done now?
If you were enterprising people, you would drag every able body from your worship hall right now and set to work fixing this problem.
We are worshiping, which is what I thought you'd say. So, Rome will fix your cistern and make your lives possible. When? Well, your honorable Praetor Quintus is adamant the work be done this instant, but in his benevolence, he has overlooked the supply chain. And so, it will be fixed when the materials arrive from Rome.
That could be weeks.
Unless we get the materials ourselves.
Synagogue seems well financed.
Looks can be deceiving. What do we need?
Wow. And if it's anything like the US here, that project will be dragged on for months. If they're paying $40 an hour.
Enter. Rabbi Yusuf, please.
Hello, Jairus. It's been too long. Is everything all right?
I have been meaning to find you for some time, but seeing as you've come to me, I presume you have pressing business. How might I assist you?
I do appreciate your sense of order, Jairus.
I have one job, Rabbi Yusuf.
I need parchment and a courier.
To where will the courier be traveling?
Jerusalem.
The temple?
No, the cistern is broken.
Jerusalem?
Nobody told me. Clean water is essential to our purification ritual.
I'm requisitioning building materials to have it repaired.
That will have to go through the budget.
It's taken care of. Paid in full.
Dare I ask?
I've taken care of it. My family is in construction in Jerusalem. We own the stone quarry and brick manufacturing.
Impressive.
So you got a discount?
Discretion, Jairus.
On my life.
What did you want to see me about?
Oh, excuse me.
I received a request for a detailed report on the contents of the Sermon of Jesus of Nazareth on the Chorazim Plateau.
By who?
By Shmuel. And stamped by Rabbi Shammai himself. Far be it for me to tell you how to conduct your affairs, Rabbi. They cannot know about your letter.
You read it?
Not at first.
Not at first.
Stared at the old parchment for almost a month. You have written about this sermon and your encounters with him and his followers. Jesus is a very new thing, Rabbi. Do you stand behind every word?
Jairus, please.
Oh, I do not mean to impeach your trustworthiness. I am asking.
I know what you're asking. I was emotional. I was reeling. I drew conclusions about Jesus of Nazareth that couldn't possibly...
Couldn't they? Now I feel it too, Rabbi. I am reeling, Rabbi. I have spent the past month comparing this sermon to Torah, rereading old prophecies. I even tracked down Rabbi Shmuel's own account of the healing of the paralytic man. Sometimes knowing more is not helpful.
I am sorry if my report has sown doubt.
Jesus of Nazareth is not the problem. I see light, Rabbi. Torah spells out the coming of this man. It's dogma and tradition that have misunderstood the picture from Scripture of a military figure. If everything you're saying is true, do you know what this means?
Jairus, be careful.
It is more than just that he is a great new rabbi. You leaders and the Sanhedrin members might be so close to it that you cannot see the bigger view.
Ooh.
He could be. No. I would sooner be unborn than return to ignorance of the contents of your letters.
You understand the consequences of what you are saying?
Of course I do. That is why I feel this way. And I mean what I say. I think you meant it too.
It's tricky.
And Nicodemus.
Now you understand my dilemma.
I love our people, but I am leery of what the order may do. Rabbi Shmuel made this request on behalf of the majority leader of the Sanhedrin. It will not be received with understanding.
I have a quick question. I'm going to pause there for just a second because this brought up a question that I want to ask. In the Torah, was there something that specifically said that he would come back as a military leader, or is this something that they misinterpreted, or was this a guess of theirs that Jesus would come back as some sort of big hotshot? Not that he's not, but you know what I mean, like a earthly hotshot, like a worldly hotshot, some general or some, I don't know what historical figure can we say, like I don't know if this is the right one, but an Alexander the Great or an Ivan the Terrible, whichever you want to, which are like that type, like a strong, physically strong, sort of stoic, heroic figure with muscles on top of muscles, a Schwarzenegger type. Is there something written that gave them that idea, or did they just jump to that conclusion on their own? They're going to address that question? Okay, it is in the Torah. It's in other prophets like Isaiah, Zechariah, and other places. The prophecy tells of all. What is it? Sorry, it went by fast. Oh, here it is. He's going to do when he comes, only what he's going to do. So, yeah, that's what I thought. So he says that he's going to be rid of Rome and all that, right? And so they probably thought, well, he must be this giant, right? He must be this heroic figure. Isn't that like us to give an image to God? Sorry, there's furniture being moved in the other room. There's this this idea, right? This image that we have, and then we give that image to God, right? I think I know you. I think you know what I'm trying to say here. Let's continue.
What do you think I should do?
I have already been too bold. But if you're asking, I would send as diluted a version as you possibly can.
We agree then? The Sanhedrin need know nothing about the sermon. Knowing that the account I submit is inaccurate makes you complicit.
Discretion, please.
On my life.
At first, I couldn't tell if he was being genuine. Crouching tiger.
Where's your husband?
Whoa!
Were you ready to fight?
Oh, You can't do that. Don't do that again. I can barely breathe. You're lucky I missed you. I'd be angry you scared me like that.
He's
I
like,
missed you, love.
I'm sorry, it's still a bit of a mess in here. I wasn't expecting you till tonight.
I don't care. You know that. Definitely missed this. I'm starving.
Did you not eat enough?
We were fine. We just traveled way too much for the amount of food we got.
So, notice anything different?
But what?
The house.
There's something different?
The table. It's normally there, but I moved it here to create a little more room. And then I moved some things around so more light would come in. And Ima gave me some of her cloths to put on that wall.
Those weren't there before?
What do you mean? Of course not. I got them while you were gone. You didn't notice anything different? You live in this house.
Sorry, I'm just exhausted. Looks great.
Oh, should you take a nap today while I go to market?
this
I
was
was
his
hoping to actually. If I can.
this was his opportunity to say, I was distracted by your beauty, or something poetic like that, right?
Get a little sleep now. Be refreshed for dinner. And already bedtime.
A nap now?
Now not good?
No, it's fine. I was hoping we could. Never mind. It's fine. I'll go now.
Yeah, you know, with the boys all coming back in, Judas is inviting them to come by tomorrow. Is there more bread in this?
Tomorrow? You just got
We
back?
just want to connect a bit, talk about the journey. And they wanted to meet here, which is annoying, but it's been a while since we've seen each other, so.
Yes, I know.
This is just the best spot to gather. So is there more?
More what?
No bread for when they come.
I can make some. I will stop by the well for more water.
Thank you. You make the best bread. They'll appreciate it.
Yeah, have a nice nap.
Thank you. Wow. I love you. So glad to be home.
Just
Love you.
please forgive us men. We are just completely oblivious sometimes. Okay, fine. Most of the times.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Do you have any clothes you need washed?
I don't. Well, I do. I'm going to fetch water to do them myself.
I see.
But thank you.
I charge a fair price, and the garments come back like new.
I believe they would. Would you like to join me?
I may not be good company.
It's an interesting thing to say. I think most people don't know that about themselves.
You're probably just as strange as me, you mean?
Or just as lovely. I've never seen you before.
I'm not from here.
Where are you from?
Caesarea Philippi. Are you going to the well outside of town with those buckets?
I heard the cistern is broken.
You don't want to go to that well. Yesterday I saw lines of people waiting for hours in the hot sun.
What choice do we have?
I know of a secret spring just north of town.
Would you take me to it?
I just said I would. Come on.
She's a little intense.
You're very good at this.
Thank you, Ima.
Smells good, doesn't it? Mm-hmm.
Abba!
A question of prophecy came up. I need one of my scrolls.
Ima, Abba's home.
I can see that. What a lovely surprise.
I can only stay a moment.
One of the rabbis needs you to bail him out, Nearly come. Let's keep stirring. We can't let it burn.
Is that passive aggressiveness there?
Perfect. Thank you. One more. It can be rounded, sweetheart. Don't be like that, Neely. Do it however you want.
My tummy hurts.
Neely? Neely? Neely, what is it? Jairus! Jairus!
What happened?
I don't know. We were just cooking. Neely was measuring cumin energy.
No. It's okay.
Okay.
Come. We'll do it. Upstairs. Come on.
Okay.
Let's get you in bed.
It's all right. All right.
Stay here, Dove.
Will,
I'll get the doctor.
Let's go. My love.
thank you for doing this. I don't know your name. I'm Eden.
Veronica.
It was very kind of you to tell me. Most people would have kept it a secret.
You don't like secrets.
Everybody has secrets.
If people knew something that could help me, I wouldn't want them to withhold it. So why would I do the same?
Sure.
Not that it's done me any good.
What do you mean?
Never mind. Here we are. You'll want to.
I know how to do it.
A little snappy.
I didn't mean to snap at you. There is a lot going on in my life.
I understand.
No, I was wrong. I'm sorry. How does your husband like Capernaum?
I'm not married.
You're not? But you've traveled so far. What is that?
Oh my. Oh. So I am grateful to Matthew for letting us live here, but if this house has confirmed one thing, it's that having money is not the same as having taste.
What do you mean?
The curve of the leg of this table and the foot style, it was a brief trend 5 years ago.
Maybe he bought it 5 years ago.
And this, the aggressive orange pattern, raises the heart rate. It's no wonder Matthew is so anxious all the time.
He's not anxious because of a rug. What's your point?
I don't think we'll be able to auction these off.
Auction?
The ministry needs financing, Mary. We can't rely on alms.
We did mention the possibility of selling your jewelry.
I told you. It's not just jewelry. It's my family story. Each piece belonged to one of my ancestors. I carry their lives with me, wearing them on my body.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be sensitive, Tamara, but honestly, that sounds a little pagan. Or like animism, which you may want to shed now that you're in this group.
It's not animism. It's honor. You don't know what I've been through.
You don't know what I've been through.
I've heard rumors.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I do have a past. As for the question of money, we should just leave it to Judas, the keeper of the purse. Please let it be Jesus.
Zebedee, shalom.
Shalom.
Do you know, I realized the other day that I never quite apologized for the roof.
Oh, your faith is beautiful. Don't give it another thought. Do you ladies have a moment?
Of course.
Yes.
I've pressed a batch of olive oil. Will you give me your honest opinions? Tell me what you taste in it.
Oh.
What kind of a hum was that?
I need a minute to think of the right word.
Tamar?
Oh, she took a big gulp.
What?
I think that says it all.
What is it? What's wrong?
I am the daughter of one of 7 princes of my people. The olive tree originated in Ethiopia and spread to the other nations.
You're certain it originated in Ethiopia?
I've traveled to Egypt, Nubia, Anatolia, and I've sampled all of their finest oils. And
What do you think?
it's rancid.
Tamar.
No, it's okay. I need everyone, to be honest. You only do me harm by flattery.
Yeah, that's right.
Mary, I know I can count on you to tell me the truth.
Hold. Something between black pepper and vinegar.
Let's take a look at it. Mary, please, hand me that.
Yeah. The best thing that they could do is be honest.
It's expertly racked and purged. See the clarity? Not a trace of solid matter.
Thank you. But what can be done about the taste?
Depends on the olives. Were they lighter green or darker green?
Dark, because they're the cheapest and they produce more oil.
But less flavor. The lighter the olives, the less oil they produce, but more flavor. The lighter, the brighter. Did you buy a press?
I leased one, along with the donkey that pulls the crushing stone.
And the olives?
I buy them wholesale from the owner of a grove.
A reputable grove.
I think so. I mean, I think...
Could you arrange an introduction with the owner?
Of the grove or the press?
Both.
Tamar, what are you doing?
The woman, Joanna, from Herod's court that got Andrew into the prison to see John the Baptist. She gave a large donation to the ministry and urged us to find a way to multiply her gift, if we could.
This would go to my business?
But you just said she specified it's for the ministry.
Yes, but the profits from the oil business is how we will help multiply her gift.
We'll have to speak with Judas first. You'll have to be on board.
Where is he?
Andrew's flat, I think.
What are we waiting for? Come on, let's go.
What are we waiting for? All right, so what is it about Mary that is
just
where's this hesitancy from Mary? Is it because what is her name? Tamar. Because of her snappiness, because of her what's the word? Sort of passive aggressive, sort of her bold comments. Is it that she made that comment and so now she's sort of standoffish about it? Mary being standoffish about it? Is that her hesitancy here? Or is it something else? I wonder.
This is how we will help multiply her gift.
We'll have to speak with Judas first. You'll have to be
Or
on
is she
board.
just really being practical?
Where is he?
Andrew's flat, I think.
What are we waiting for? Come on, let's go.
Here.
Or is it a competitive thing where she feels like wishes she had that idea? Or
and so then, just in an instant, just like...
Or is it that she is trying to get her to give up her jewelry and Tamar is like not having it and she's finding a way around having to donate her things and donating other people's things, and maybe Mary's like, okay, that's great, but what about your jewelry? What about your stuff, right?
that. Her eyes turned from gray to hazel. Thomas and I had never seen anything like it.
Well, it sounds like neither had she.
Parents burst into tears.
It's a shame the first thing she had to see with the new eyes was you. Traumatizing.
Didn't they help with that?
No.
Has something been bothering you lately?
No.
Ooh.
Well, it turns out Andrew is quite the bold preacher.
I think we made a difference.
You were in the Decapolis with Gentiles.
Gentiles and Hellenistic Jews were around, yes.
And they hated us just as much as they hate each other. I think the Gentiles thought we were helping to start a war.
Hey, Simon, are you proud of your brother?
Sorry, what?
I said you must be proud of Andrew.
Of course I am.
Hey, James.
Of course I am.
How's the play of Sharon?
Yeah, you've been quiet all morning.
Z and Matthew, you too.
It was fine. We preached, did the things that Jesus gave us power to do.
You sound as enthusiastic as a Sadducee with a toothache. He didn't give us power, though. Right? He worked through us.
I just don't think it was a good idea.
What?
It just raised more fuss. It's going to create headache, more crowds, more scrutiny.
What, do you want to slow him down?
He's just mad at me. He's annoyed because I've gotten close to Thomas and because Jesus once called me beloved.
I felt that way before we left. I don't care about that now. Tell them what you said to me before. Tell them.
Tell them yourself. You're the one still struggling with it.
By using us as vessels, Jesus gave us power, but no understanding.
I also struggled to understand.
We healed, but we still felt overwhelmed.
But did he require understanding?
Oh,
Seemed to be more about what we were doing.
excellent question.
Easy for you to say. You and Thaddeus were going door to door in Cana. He's known in Cana. They probably invited you into their homes.
I'll go on harder missions. Nathaniel is right. He never said anything about understanding. This was temporary anyway.
When I was preaching, I could feel him giving me the words.
I said things that I don't comprehend or live by. I felt like a fraud.
I felt the same way, but it didn't bother me.
I felt powerful. Like I could do anything.
Yes, I did too, John, but isn't that dangerous?
Yeah.
If that is the feeling we hold on to?
Yes.
Because he is the Messiah.
None of us is the Messiah.
Instead of arguing about it, why don't you just ask Jesus about it when he gets back?
I don't think they're arguing about it. It's a, well,
That's a very good idea. Who can say when that will be?
Soon.
there's that word again.
Precise word. So some of it was confusing, James. Can you live with that until we get understanding?
You're the one that brought it up to me.
Look, understanding or not, you're all just hungry. I think that's the real problem.
Food is not the solution to this.
Oh, yeah, you have a better one? My wife has practically given up her home for us.
I meant no disrespect. Eden.
Everyone, please. Thank you. I took
Pause really quickly. The importance of this, okay. And this is just my opinion. You can cancel it out. You can let it go by you if you want. But if you would give people understanding, understanding is limited. Understanding, when you understand something, you're only limited to what you understand. You can't go beyond it. You can't know more than what you know, right? Unless you're asking questions and you want to know more. But I have a feeling that it didn't give them understanding, because if you have an understanding, you'll just be repeating. You'll just be sort of mechanical. You won't be in the spirit. You'll be too much mind, too much in your head, trying to hand down the words of Jesus exactly like he said it, without actually being in your spirit and saying them in their authentic, raw meaning. And by meaning, I don't mean intellectual meaning, like what we attach to a word, like what does this mean, but in the actual, the word itself, like, oh goodness, how can I describe this? It's like the difference between the tree itself and the word tree. The word is not the tree. The word is not the thing, right? The word tree, I mean. So understanding is only images and things that representation of the thing. And he doesn't want you to have a representation of the thing. Otherwise, you're just creating idols, creating images, creating limited figures of the actual thing. When he wants you to go and experience the actual thing, he wants you to be free from intellectual cap, to put an intellectual cap on it. He wants that to be wide open so that he can flow right through you, so he can heal through you. And it's not you healing because you understood it, because you understand it, because you're mechanically going through the routine, like the Pharisee was reading through the list of things through the washing, the cleansing, right? So it's not about understanding. You want to understand, but some things you just there's no understanding. And I think even especially for an atheist, this is the hardest thing to do, because it's like, I want to understand it. And if I can't understand it, then it's not real. I got to block it. And then this is the problem with some people who are over religious, where all they do is understand, and they leave no room for Jesus, because their mind is just full of facts, of attachment, of meaning, of this means that and that means this, and it's limited. This is the edge of that. And if you have that, then you can't go beyond the edge. You can't go into the unknown. You can't go into dark spaces where with Jesus to light that. Does that connect? Does that make sense? I hope that connects. I hope that makes sense. But that's the challenge here. And I love all these questions. I love all these questions. This mouse is going to drive me crazy, but it's okay. Let's go. I'm going to go back just a tiny little bit. And I love that Simon stands up here and says, hey, my wife is practically giving up her home. It's giving her a spot there, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I think that's the real problem.
Food is not the solution to this.
Oh, yeah, you have a better one?
Tacos.
My wife has practically given up her home for us.
I meant no disrespect. Eden.
Everyone, please. Thank you.
I took no disrespect.
Okay. I have to sit
Okay.
next to little James.
Why?
I have to find out what happened to Big James out there that turned him into this.
It was nothing. We were just met with the sound.
I
have a story to tell.
Are you all right?
I mean, I'm assuming it's the same for everybody,
Ooh.
right? We all heal someone.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm not. I'm broken. I'm pretty sure that was off key. 0 Archies for me.
She's seaworthy. You may inspect her from every angle. The holds are fast, sails are true.
I don't have to inspect it to know your word is bond, everything.
So,
word is
we have a
bond.
deal?
Don't understand. You're the best fisherman in town.
I met a man who is no man.
Ah, yes. Yes, Jesus, the Nazarene. He wants you to give up your business now.
What am I working for? I have food to eat. I own my home. My wife is true.
We own nothing under Rome.
I own nothing above Rome. That's what I want to work for. I will make best anointing oil this side of Sinai.
I believe you. I believe you. Let's get this over with, huh?
Shalom, Veronica.
Your house isn't empty anymore.
What?
Those look like men's tunics.
Ah, yes, my husband and his friends returned home.
The perfect place.
I assure you, there's nothing perfect about my place. Or about me.
I meant Eden, the garden.
What brought you here from Caesarea Philippi?
Came to hear the preacher on the mount.
Oh, of course.
Surely you were there?
Yes. Yes, I was.
What, you didn't like what you heard?
I did. It's just a lot has happened since then. It must have been a hard journey with your
What?
just I don't know, your limp.
My limbs are fine. I've been...
How long have you been?
12 years.
Do you mean days?
I mean years.
12? How is that possible?
It's a rare disease.
How have you stayed alive?
It just makes me weak.
Goodness.
This is why you're unmarried.
I'm on everything. I haven't seen my parents in years. They won't allow me in the house. You better keep your distance. If you touch any of it, you'll be ritually unclean and unable to touch your husband for 7 days.
Oh, I assure you. I haven't been touching my husband.
It's a little personal.
There's no cure for my ailment. I spent all my money on doctors, and they only made it worse. No hope there. So what do you do with no hope? I haven't lost all hope. There's no cure by doctors. But there might be something I haven't done yet.
Two buckets. You'll find a shoulder yoke in the storage closet with the purification jars. We're on Gesher Street. Rabbi, please, Rabbi Yusuf, come in. There is an emergency at home. I am afraid I have to leave again soon.
I'm sorry. Can I help in any way?
The situation with the water is urgent. The doctor believes my daughter is ill because of the water. And not to speak indelicately, but every woman who has her time of the month will have a problem. We cannot wait for the cistern to be repaired to have clean water.
What can I do?
Have every able-bodied student collect water from rural wells, springs, travel as far as necessary. We need water.
Done. Is there anything else?
I'm frightened.
Of course you are.
Rabbi, am I being punished by God for believing in this Nazarene?
If you are, I have done this to you. Forgive me, Jairus. It's not too late to stop investigating. Just take it all back.
Taking it back would not change what I believe. I must go now.
It's so important, like from what my understanding is that civilizations back then used to always look to how the water is flowing before building their villages or their towns, because water is such an important important resource to the functioning of a society or of a village. And they say that the Aztecs were pretty much the best at creating sewage lines and all that back then. But I don't know. I'm not a historian, so anyway. Look at the lighting there, so beautiful.
Honored judges, I hereby propose a new decree that would extend to the four corners of the land of Israel and to any diaspora living beyond our borders. A scourge of false prophecy has bedeviled our people and is diluting our faith, belittling our credibility, and besmirching our reputation.
Because that's what matters, right?
This must stop. If any preacher espouses teaching not supported by known and respected rabbis, and especially anyone invoking the messianic title Son of Man from the prophet Daniel, shall be reported immediately to the regional Sanhedrin judges. If one is unrepentant, the high priest alone will adjudicate. All those in favor?
Oh, goodness.
Praise Adonai. So what now?
What now? Listen to the applause. We won the day.
Great work. Work? It hasn't been work yet. Can we detain him? I'd hoped this was the final step to recognizing Jesus of Nazareth as dangerous.
The speech is the victory.
This is all political?
Not all. Now, there is an edict.
What good is an edict?
It's almost as good as a law.
But we can't do anything?
We can wait.
Wait?
If this Jesus is as much as a threat as you say, we will hear about it eventually.
Goodness.
Faster than I expected.
As promised, thorough and swift.
Unclean! You deceitful woman!
I'm sorry you don't understand it. It's not.
Now I'm unclean until sundown.
I'm sure it will be very difficult for you, sir.
Get out! You are not to be in the street or among us. Shame! Sarah, I'll be back at evening. I must wash myself in the sea.
Oh, goodness.
I can tell something's bothering you, but you're not, it's not that time.
Please don't talk to me about things like that, Simon.
What can I talk to you about? Look, I know I make a lot of mistakes, so if it's my fault, I will apologize, but I have to know what I've done first.
Maybe it's what you haven't done, Simon. I'm going to go for a walk.
There, that's a start. What haven't I done? I'll do it three
I
times
don't want
over.
to be the one to have to tell you.
Ah.
You know me.
Good evening.
Hello.
Evening.
Talk about an interrupt.
Just evening? Not good?
You might say that.
Have you all eaten dinner? What can I get you to drink?
Just evening? Okay, if I may politely just suggest this. I'm only going to speak on my part because I'm a man. I consider myself to be a man. We can be narrow-minded. Okay, I will admit, we're very much focused. We're very focused, and we have. I'm not saying that women aren't, okay, but we're focused, and we have a goal, we have a plan, we have something that we're on a journey. We're heading towards something, and sometimes we only fill our minds with those things that are going to get us there, right? And which means that we miss out on little details. We're always fast. We're always just thinking about what's next. Okay, and from what I notice about women, if I may, and I'm just speaking from my observation. That's it. I'm not claiming to know what women think or how women feel, but from what I have noticed about this, when I'm looking at things like this, and I go take a bird's eye view of what's happening. Women are a little bit more slower. I don't mean here, okay? I'm not saying that. I mean slower, time-wise. Like they slow things down. They're very detailed. They're very exact, very specific. And like, for example, my uncle, I have an uncle. His name is Felix. I gave him a wallet because I've been making these wallets, right? Look at this. Isn't that awesome? I made this. So I asked him, do you have a wallet? He said, yeah. I said, let me see your wallet. And then I said, here, you can have one. I made it. And he took his credit cards out. And then he's like, but did the stuff fall out? And I go, no, it doesn't fall out. Look. And I tested it and I go, look, nothing falls out. And then he goes, oh, okay. So he took his old wallet and he just threw it in the trash. Just like that. Like in the trash. And my mom goes, really, like that? And he goes, yeah. What do I need that wallet for? He goes, this is practical. And so like what I mean is that we have this very aggressive way of just if it doesn't work, trash it, right? Well, except me, I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to like crafty stuff, like craft, recycling, upcycling stuff, right? But we have a tendency of just like if we don't need it, just be done with it. Especially when it comes to our emotions or our thoughts. If we go through something and it hurt us and it doesn't serve the goal, the end goal, we discard it easily. And I've noticed that women have a little bit of a more challenging time with that because they need to process their emotions. They need to understand them, right? And for us, it's just like, why do I need to understand it? I don't have any use for it. Get rid of it. And that's it. And move on, move forward. And I realize that sometimes women they cannot move forward until they fully understand that. And maybe that's our mistake as men, because we end up, it always comes back, right? Our past comes back to bite us in the rear. And we find more aggressive ways of dealing with them, right? But having said that, we're not mind readers. We cannot read your mind. We can know that something's wrong. For us, if there's a guy and I see that he's bothered and I go, what's up, dude? You okay? He goes, I'm good. All right, you're good. Let's move forward, right? I trust that my brother is going to deal with whatever he's dealing with all on his own, and he's going to move forward, and then we're gonna work together towards this, right? Because the end goal is what matters. Unless he goes, you know what, man? Like, actually, I'm troubled by this. Okay, let's look at it. What about it troubles you? This troubles you, dude. Forget about that. Just move on. Let's do it. You know what? You're right. Let's move. Boom. And then we move on, right? And women have this I don't want to call it a tendency, but they tend to say, I'm fine. Nothing, everything's okay. I'm good. But you don't mean that you're fine. You're not really fine. You're not. And it's okay that you're not fine. But, find a way of bringing it up without the snappiness, without the anger behind it, because we are willing to listen so long as there's no just so long as you remember that I'm not your enemy here. That your man is not your enemy, right? So having said that, he's not going to be able to fix it if he doesn't know what the problem is, right? And maybe it's not a matter of him fixing it, but she said it's what you're not doing. It's just, I wish that you would do it on your own. I apologize, but we don't think that way, right? We have to be sort of like, not to sound like we're animals, but we need to be trained to do that. Sometimes we just forget to slow down and to pace and go at your pace. Sometimes we're just so focused on what's next that we don't slow down and walk with you in that moment. We're expecting you to sort of catch up and to drop the luggage, behind you, drop the bags behind, and just move forward with us. And so, anyway, I guess there's an apology there on behalf of that. I know that I'm guilty with that with Erica. Sometimes I just want her to just let go of whatever it is she's dealing with, and to just walk with me. Like, let's just move on. There's no need for us to dwell on what happened. We can't do anything about that anymore. But I don't realize that sometimes there's some emotion that needs closure, and I should be better about that. So, yes, communication and comprehension is important. It is. And we're guilty of just wanting to get it to move on because we don't like to waste time. Not that that's a waste of time, but we like to move forward. We're always like looking forward, and sometimes also it's scary for us because turning to the problem here in this now also brings into light all the other things that are calling our attention and that need our attention here and now. And if I slow down to fix this little thing, then everything else is going to advance and I'm going to be even more behind. That's where that attitude comes from. So I hope that helps you in some way in dealing with your husbands out there. That sometimes it's hard for us to slow down and deal with this thing, especially if we feel like you can deal with it on your own, or that there's something that you can deal with it or to fix it on your own that doesn't require our input. It's hard for us to slow down because we feel like everything else that needs our attention is leaving us. It's moving towards the future. And then therefore that means that if I took a break or if I pause to fix this, then by the time I get back on track, everything else is going to get worse, more intense, need more fixing, or new problems are going to develop, or something that I didn't, something unexpected. And that's where that sort of that weird sort of desperateness to move beyond it comes from. I hope that helps. All right, let's move on. Let's hit the refresh button. I don't remember where we were, but
Please, we must go. This is a home. Go. Respect for his privacy, please.
So this is what it's gonna be like now?
Simon.
Like what? I'm sorry, Master. It's just upsetting that after a long journey, I come home and my house is not my home. It's a meeting place and a forum.
A house cannot have many functions.
No.
Brother.
Let him go. Simon has a few things he has to work out himself.
it's and sometimes that's just what we need, is a little bit of time alone. It was right not to chase after him. Is that Gaius? Oh, weird.
What are you looking at?
Sorry. Never seen you without a sword.
I am armed, and I still hold authority.
I wasn't questioning.
The only time I see you anymore is on the heels of that exasperating preacher.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm finding it a little exasperating too.
You're in good company for once.
No.
Wow.
I didn't mean it. I'm very tired.
Well, then, good evening.
This broken cistern, it's a problem. Now, long walks to the well, and the sea isn't drinkable.
You are on a roll tonight. My boss just told me the same thing.
Are you gonna fix it?
Are you?
I meant no offense, but isn't it, what do you call it? A civic matter?
Quintus does not want to pay for it.
And I would say we're at an impasse. Seems like the theme of the night.
What theme? What are you doing out here at this hour?
Am I being detained?
You're being questioned.
And if I don't answer, you'll arrest me?
I have arrested people for less.
I was on a walk, officer.
Pre-me.
I was on a walk pre-me.
Mm. What does impasse mean?
It's like a road that's blocked.
Like you're stuck. Because you can't undo something that you already did.
No, because you don't know what you can't undo that you did in the past. That was a mouthful. I can't drink from a vessel that's...
You Jews.
You Jews.
Your rules make your lives very complicated.
Us Jews?
Yeah.
Well, Jesus will undo some of that. He reminds us what we live for.
Well, they say he performs miracles, right? Or the appearance of miracles. Why doesn't he just miraculously fix this cistern?
You'd have to ask him that.
How about you do it for me?
I'm not inclined to speak with him at the moment.
I can relate to that. Not wanting to talk with the boss. Quintus is ready to burn the town down. If you're back in Capernaum, does it mean Jesus is here too?
You don't really think I would tell you, do you?
You better hope to your God that Quintus doesn't find out. I know Matthew is back.
My other favorite person.
I get that. But 20 denarii says you end up liking him.
Well, I don't gamble anymore, and I don't take advantage of Romans.
Why do you people dislike Matthew besides the tax thing?
Why are you so interested
I
in us?
love that.
Are you blind? The city is overrun with pilgrims because of your teacher. If I were you, I would lay low at home for a while.
I don't particularly want to be in my home right now.
Yeah, but haven't you just gotten back from...
See, it takes us a while to do the math.
Well, if you don't want to be in your house and you want to distract Quintus from looking for Jesus, you could fix this cistern.
With what?
The synagogue will be getting materials within a day. And you seem like the sort of man who needs to be doing something with his hands.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I can oversee the labor.
You're drunk. Sir.
Maybe a little. But you need something to do. Don't think I didn't notice in the course of this conversation, you've tied about 8 knots.
If you were a seafaring military man, you'd know.
Yeah.
Oops.
How'd you do that?
My grandfather was a sailor. He taught me all of them.
All?
Yeah, all the ones you just did.
Prove it.
I don't know the names. I'll tie them and you can just tell me what they're called.
Turn hook.
It's funny, my Uncle Felix, who I mentioned earlier,
As the double stopper.
he knows all the knots too.
It's a snake in the hole. Wow. I'm impressed.
Be here in the morning. I'll talk with the synagogue administrator about the materials.
See, I'm the type of person, and this probably drives people crazy, is that now I'm interested in learning knots.
If this trouble of yours at home has anything to do with the wife.
The wife.
All I can suggest is you should get used to saying 5 words. You are right. I'm sorry.
Another trip to Home Depot, Erica. I have rope. I have rope that I can work with.
Jairus, have you checked on Neely?
No, not in a while.
I'll do it.
Oh, okay. How could they do this to us? They just left us like this? They're just gonna do that to us like that? They're gonna keep us guessing what happened? Okay, I'm excited. I guess they have to do this to keep us hooked, right? To keep us interested. Not actually, The Chosen doesn't need to do that. I'm in, like whether that concluded something nicely or not. Like it's okay. It's okay with me. It is interesting. I love this comment that if you talk to others, then you find the things you have in common, and we learn nothing by ignoring those we disagree with. That's right. That's exactly right. And I know that this is an unpopular opinion, but we do have a lot to learn. Everybody has something to teach us, and we do have a lot to learn from someone who we consider our enemy, or someone who we consider to be on the complete opposite side of our spectrum, whether it's religious, whether it's spiritual, whether it's on a specific subject. My grandfather used to tell me that everybody has something to teach us, and whether they teach us something about themselves or teach us something about ourselves, there is something to learn. There is something to learn in every conversation. I know that I learned a lot from being an atheist. And then now I know that even the most serious religious person, dedicated religious person, has something to teach me about, whether it's about God, or it could be either about God, or it could be about human nature and human tendencies, right? Human habits, our habits, and our way of doing things. But everybody has something to teach. And I love that conversation that they had. They didn't, I know that Simon didn't know that Gaius knew about knots, but he was impressed by him, right? And even though Gaius demanded respect because he forced his authority, even though he wasn't, carrying his sword, he still spoke with that authority, or demanded that authority. Simon respected it. And even though Simon didn't want to drink from his flask, Gaius did mention, sort of offensively said, like, you Jewish people are this, that, and the other, and your rules. He ended up respecting that as well, and like I said, it takes us a little bit of time to do the math when it comes to certain things. Like it took Gaius a while to do the math that Simon didn't want to be home because he was having issues with his wife. It takes us a while, but we eventually get there. So women are already very patient creatures. We appreciate we appreciate all the patience that you have. You're all very generous with your patience, and we appreciate you for that. One thing that I have to point out is we want to be careful with when we say things like the wife. Oh, but I have to go home because the wife, that word "the" is such a there's like a line there that's being crossed. There's a little bit of a lack of respect there. Like, my wife, it's my wife, not the wife. The wife's is like saying, is like pushing yourself away from that person. Like for example, that president who said, I did not have any relations with that woman, Miss what was her name? Lewinsky? Yeah. That woman, it's like distancing language, right? So be careful with that. But anyway, I love this episode. It was a great episode. We learned so much. And a lot of the questions that I had in the beginning were sort of answered in the middle when they were having that discussion about not owning that power, right? And letting the power flow through you. And something else that I wasn't expecting, which was that conversation that they had about understanding. So if you have any comments about that, any comments, I know that you all left it in the live chat, but I would appreciate it if you left it in the comment section, because I will go back and read. And I just love to read your comments, and sometimes I'll go in there and I'll respond to you. But I'm interested in knowing, okay, how hard do you think it would be to not own that power, to not think that you're the one that's healing, that you've been bestowed with power? And then also, what do you think about that conversation that they had on the table about about understanding, right? Some people said, it felt like Jesus was speaking through them, right? Which is important. And others felt like they were given the ability to heal, but no understanding. They wanted that understanding. Why? Why do you think human beings want understanding in order to know something? It's like, how many of us actually read the entire car manual from the front page to the back page before we actually get behind the wheel and drive that car, right? Like we don't demand that understanding for certain things, but for things like spiritual things, we want that understanding. Why do we want that, right? Because we don't want to know everything there is to know about our iPhone before we start using it, right? We use it. And same goes with YouTube and all the other stuff around our lives. We have a very small understanding of how to use it, but we don't demand understanding before we actually start applying it, right? So it's about being obedient. For me, at least, I think in my opinion, it's about being obedient and allowing God to flow through you. Your understanding will only get in the way. That's how I understand it. You let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below, familia. Thank you so much for joining me. A big shout out and thank you to Angel Studios for sponsoring this video. Familia, if you haven't already, download the Angel Studios app. There's tons of content there that you and your family can enjoy, so you'll never have to worry about covering their eyes or telling them not to listen, because everything there is family friendly and it's meant to amplify light. Thank you all so much for spreading the love that comes from above. And you want to say hello?
I just want to say bye.
Oh, you want to say bye?
Hello and bye.
Erica says hello, and baby Ezekiel says hello and bye. And
we love you guys.
And we love you.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year, yes.
Happy New Year from me. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. So I appreciate you all so much. Please hit the like button on your way out. I'd appreciate that very, very much. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. We love you. Thanks for joining us. Continue spreading the love that comes from above, and we'll see you on our next adventure.
Bye.
Peace and taco grease.
Yeah.
Bye.